Welcome to part 3 of the course. Congratulations, you made it. And this is actually my favorite part because this is when we're going to take everything that we've learned now and we're going to put it into use. But first, before we do any of that, I want to talk to you about the art of working with clients. Now, it's a big idea. There's a lot of theory behind it, but I call it an art because it really is. There's a lot of different ways that you can work with people. And we've talked about a lot of those ways too. Do you push people? Do you pull people? Do you improvise with people? How do you work with them? When during the day do you talk to them? There's so much that we've gone through. But I want you to take a step back and I want you to think about, in general, how you work with clients, whether they're buyers or sellers. Because I think that most real estate agents don't ever really think about that. They just think about their personality and they just talk to people on the phone or on the street or in houses the way they would talk to anybody. And that's not correct. That's not correct if you want to be an incredible selling machine or if you want to be a power broker or if you want to be like me and you want to sell almost $1 billion in real estate every year. Because every meeting I go into, whether it's a buyer or seller, I'm not going into it talking to them like I would talk to anybody. I've got their backstory in my brain. I understand exactly what my objectives are. And I'm going towards them in one way specifically, which is I am here to work for the deal. Now let me explain that. Most real estate agents sell like car salesmen. There's an image of a car salesman right there. Yeah, you don't want to be that person. And that car salesman, that technique of just being super, super pushy, come on, they only work for the sale. And that gets people fired a lot. Sometimes it gets things done, but who wants to work with a really aggressive salesperson that's only working for the sale? Remember I told you my shoe story? I never would have bought those shoes had that shoe salesperson come up to me and said, hey, you're here to buy some shoes? I got a 2-for-1 sale right now. Do you want to come over here? Do you want to try these on? Do you want to do this? Well, absolutely not. I literally would have walked out of there and I wouldn't have bought any shoes because I would have been uncomfortable. So don't be the classic car salesman. And again, if you're watching this and you sell cars, no offense. This is just a good example. Do not be pushy to the point of where you are pushing people only for the sale. That's not how you work with clients. On the flip side, a lot of other real estate agents that I see, they're tour guides. Where's an image of a tour guide? There you go, right there. Don't be that person either. That person is working just for the client. That person will say whatever they need to say just to keep the client happy. The client wants to go here? Sure. The client wants to go uptown? Sure. Client wants to go into the next state to see some things? Sure, absolutely. Because they're so nervous about losing the client and losing the potential sale that they're just going to be a tour guide, which means they're basically just going to be turning lights on for a living. And a monkey could do that. So I go into every appointment reminding myself, I am not a car salesman and I'm not a tour guide. I am a real estate agent and I'm a real estate broker and I am here to work for the deal and the deal alone. That means I tell people to their face, you and I are friends, but you want to sell this or you want to buy this, I'm going to work for the deal. I'm not here to just work for you. I'm not here just to be your buddy. If you just want a buddy, you should bring a dog to the appointment. And I'm not here just to show you the kitchen and show you the bathroom or show you that the roof is new. Anybody could do that. I'm here to get you a deal because I am an expert salesperson and I'm going to get you the best deal possible, both for the seller and for the buyer, whoever I'm talking to. And listen, even for me, this is still really hard. Sometimes I don't know if I'm doing the right thing with the client and talking to them the right way. Sometimes I still overthink things. Honestly, I really started thinking about this and thinking about the art of working and speaking with clients early in my career when I got my first building. It was on John Street in the financial district. It was a huge win for me because I'd never had a building before. And I was so excited and so aggressive and ready to sell all of the apartments that I was really pushy, just like the car salesman. And I thought I was doing the right thing. I thought that by pushing and being really aggressive was the best way to get this building sold. And I got fired from the biggest building I'd ever worked on, and still to this day was one of the biggest buildings I've ever worked on. And I got fired from it because I was too pushy and I wasn't working for the client as well, which means that I wasn't working for the deals. I was just working for the sales, which means I was just working for myself and my own pockets. And that was a hard lesson for me to learn because when I got fired in a nanosecond and the client didn't care and they replaced me in a heartbeat. And I learned a lot from that. And I will never go back to that moment. That's why I always work for the deal. I keep the client in mind, I keep the sale in mind as well, but we're there to work for the deal. And that also means if it's not a good deal, I'm willing to walk away from it. I'm willing to tell the client, you know what, I don't think we should do this. Because I don't count commission checks until they're actually in the bank account. And a lot of agents do that, and they end up working for the wrong reasons. And honestly, they end up making a lot less money than you and I.